Hello guys. Mike, BK, Monica, good afternoon to you guys. Jason, good afternoon, man. Dakota, good afternoon to you. Mike, I am doing okay today. It's been a pretty good day. David, good afternoon, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, Whitney. Welcome to the stream. It's Wednesday? Yeah, I guess you're right. It is Wednesday. Marlena, Mr. Jackpots, good afternoon. Jens, I'm well. How are you? Marlena, I'm glad you're liking the Void Elf. I've really been enjoying it as well, despite the fact that, like, in Shadowlands. Oh, geez, where'd I go just now? I blacked out into Shadowlands. In Dragonflight content, the combat has gotten a little harder sometimes. Yeah, I think it's like a gear score thing. After you're like level 62, with the level scaling, you kind of have to be careful, because if you're not wearing like full heirlooms, if you've just been wearing like whatever gear, it got kind of hard for us. It's been easier since I've just been following the MSQ. Illustrated Stories, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I think the Void Elf Warlock will hit max level probably next week, and then I'm gonna start on a Balanced Druid. Yeah, we're gonna go Balanced Druid. Zome, good afternoon. Redfire, good morning. Yeah, the mob density doesn't help. There have been several places where I've just had to go really slow and kind of play like it's classic and kind of pull one mob at a time, but a lot of times the pulls aren't set up for you to pull one mob at a time. And it could just be that I'm bad at AoE on the Warlock. I didn't spec a lot into the AoE side of the tree. I should be aiming for this this little whirlpool here. I just can't seem to get my bobber into it. There we go. You got kicked all around the playground playing a Balanced Druid, David? Oh gosh. That doesn't bode well for me, as I'm probably going to have less skill at it. Lucas, good afternoon. Zenkai, do I know what I'll play What server you'll play on for hardcore? I think there's just going to be one server per region. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, similar to how, like, right now, if you're in the States, you play on Bloodsail Buccaneers, and if you're in the EU, you play on Waterlords, Hydraxian Waterlords. I think it's going to be the same kind of thing. We'll definitely get Glyph of Star form for our Night Elf Druid. Yeah, I don't want to be a boomkin. So I'll be shopping for the glyph as soon as I can. It's probably going to be like 7,000 gold because of inflation in retail, but we'll see. I'm getting like treasure chest from this. I'm interested to see what's inside. Tim, good evening, man. Thanks for being here. Ra, welcome to the stream. Good afternoon, man. I've been so bad about like paying attention to our skills. We're definitely maxed out on fishing. We probably have been maxed out since like yesterday. Now that being said, I'm pretty sure Journeyman is as far as we can train. Now we have to like go to Menethil Harbor next to get a book. Or Booty Bay. I can't remember if it's Menethil Harbor where we train next or if we have to go all the way to Booty Bay. I did fish up the treasure chest. I'm excited to see what's in them. I'm gonna pop them once I am all done fishing. It's probably like some potions or something. It's gold? Okay, hey, if it was an actual gold, that would work. It's pretty cool that we can fish up like random stuff. It was cool that the whirlpool kind of materialized right in front of the dock. I should probably be like running around the lock hunting them, but I don't know. It's more chill if I just kind of stand here and fish. Am I going to play hardcore? Not only am I going to play hardcore, FL name change, but I am playing hardcore right now. But yes, if you're talking about the official servers, absolutely. Yeah, right now we're playing hardcore fishing. Miles, good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Yeah, it's more relaxing for me too, because in real fishing, like at any moment I could actually hook a fish, and that means that I have to not only reel it in, but then I have to like remove a hook from a fish's face, which is not something I typically do while I'm like trying to chill. Yeah, I'm not like, I don't really do a lot of fishing in real life, much to my son's dismay. He thinks he wants to do all kinds of real life fishing, but we fished a couple times. And we don't eat them because my wife, she's allergic to fish, so all we can do is catch and release. And I hate having to hook a fish, and like, you know, you literally hook a fish, the hook goes through its face, and then you just rip the hook out, and you're like, see you later. Sorry that you had to get a hook in your face today. I hope you enjoyed the worm. Have a good rest of your life. It always seemed kind of pointless. This is also troll fishing, yeah. This time is also spent kind of fishing for any early trolls. Yeah, sorry I ruined your face today, bye. Nice one, Aaron. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like pointlessly violent. Like, you know, I think I'd be cooler like just catching them with a net or something, like catching minnows with a net, watching them swim in a bucket for a little bit, and then dumping them back would probably be like a better experience for me. But like hook fishing, I don't like it unless you're actually going to eat the fish. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like if you're gonna put a hook through its face, I feel like you probably shouldn't do that just for giggles. I don't know. I know like supposedly, you know, they're just fish. They don't have like big feelings, but you still shoved a hook through something's face. That can't be avoided at that point. Yuval, how's it going, man? Good afternoon. Barbless hooks, do those work? Yeah, I guess I could have like investigated more and seen if there's a way that they can like hold on to a thing without me having to shove a hook through them. Yeah, Mr. Jackpot's right. They probably have enough nerves in their face to feel it being ripped apart. Yes. That's kind of what I thought when people told me like, oh, they're just fish, they can't really feel it. Saying they can't really feel it is BS. Because what you mean is they can feel it, but they're fish, so you don't care. That's what it means when you say something can't really feel it. You mean that like it can absolutely feel it, but it's a lesser life form, and so therefore you don't care much about it. Alex, good evening, man. Thanks for being here. Either way, like, you're pulling the fish out of water. So it would be like if somebody grabbed you and shoved you face first into the water and kind of held you there for a bit just to kind of look at you and check you out and be like, oh, look at this human that we've caught. See how he can't breathe the water? That's kind of what we, even if you're not hooking the fish, you're still pulling it up into the air. And so while you're like examining it, measuring it, like having your fun with it, it's still suffocating. So that sucks too. Yeah, I feel like if I was gonna like fish just to like pull them out and take a look at them, I'd rather use a net. At least with the net, there's less chance of like undue pain. You can like get them quickly into a bucket of water so they don't like have to spend time suffocating. The fish version of alien abduction. I saw this shadow on the lake, and before I knew it, there was a worm, and then suddenly a line was pulling me up and I saw a light. They held me there while I suffocated and ripped my face apart. It was awful. Yeah, Jerry, we heard it all before. Yeah, it's it's alien abduction for fish. Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna hunt it, hurt it, or kill it, you should probably do something with it. It probably shouldn't just be for giggles, or for practice, or whatever. I know there's plenty of people that disagree, and that's fine. I just never really had it in myself to hunt things for sport. My dad hunted when I was a kid, I never went. Jerry's really lost it, guys. Yeah. You gotta resist the worm, Jerry. Resist the worm. Yeah, Jerry's going to testify before the Fish Congress about the unidentified anomalous people. Is the lock the spot to level fishing? At my level, I think it might be. Yeah, I feel like, you know what, maybe I'm not getting as many skill ups as I think I'm getting. Yeah, we're getting some skill ups here still. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good here for a while, and I think after this we could go to like the wetlands and fish. I want to make sure we keep it leveled up so that I don't want to get to a zone that we're questing in and then not be able to fish there. That would be a big bummer. The music, Alex thinks, I think I turned it down because we were like in a city yesterday or something. Absolutely. Oh yeah, thanks man. I like to catch that early. There we go. Hey, look at that. I can hear the music now. Perfect. Yeah, every time I'm in Stormwind I have to turn it down, and then I'm always like, yeah, I'll turn it back up, and then I never do. Yeah, because I'm 40 years old and I can't remember anything anymore. Is it too loud now? Or the Stormwind music is loud? Yeah. If this is too loud, let me know. It looks okay. When I look at the equalizer and where the equalizer's at, it looks okay. Yeah, you'd think after 20 years they would like equalize the Stormwind music so that it just plays at the same volume as all the other music tracks in the game, but they still haven't. It's strange. No, Floopsy, I round up. Yeah, I turned 40 in January. I always round up. I've been rounding up forever. So, you saw some folks got their hands on BG3. Well, did they have their hands on 1.0? Or, you know, keep in mind we've been able to play the early access for the past couple years. So if you pay for the game early, you get early access right away. And with early access, you can play through Act 1. So they may not have gotten the 1.0 release. Yeah, and if they did, I'd be curious how they installed it, because I don't think Steam is even allowing preloads. I have to do some research though, honestly. I checked the other day and there was no news about whether we would be able to preload BG3. So I need to check again because I'm kind of panicking. I'm kind of worried that, like, you know, it's supposed to drop 11 a.m. EST my time tomorrow morning. So if we can't preload, that means I'm not going to be playing at 11 a.m., which is going to be a big bummer. We're going to be dealing with the Steam servers. Jackie, good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Yeah, and you know, Aaron, some people could be doing a little clickbait, you know what I mean? Like on the eve of launch, people could be doing a little bit of clickbait with their early access gameplay. I think if you look at their videos, if it's early access, it should have a watermark on it somewhere. I'm pretty sure I jumped on for like 5 minutes after checking out character creation, and I'm pretty sure there's a watermark if it's early access. Brock, thank you, man. That's super generous. Good afternoon to you. I appreciate you being here. The Steam download stream tomorrow? Yeah, probably, Ghost. I wanna be streaming it as soon as I can play it. So yeah, if part of that struggle is us trying to like install it together and get it in a good state, then maybe. Because yeah, I have amazing internet, so as soon as if it's just like if the Steam servers are fine, I'll be able to download the game really fast. You know, it's 120 gigs. That should only take me about 12 minutes, if that. So I'm not really worried about like my internet speed and how big the game is. I'm worried about the Steam servers being completely bogged down and only allowing like dial-up speed download. Ooh. Yeah, we can listen. Yeah, so we'll definitely like turn on some WoW. It'll be confusing to people who pop into the stream looking for BG3, but you know, we'll have the WoW music going at least. And we'll probably have just WoW up in the background. Maybe we'll get some fishing in while we wait for the Steam servers. Alex, you drop skinning for engineering on your hunter? That's a good title, Aaron. Yeah. BG3 download waiting room. BG3 maybe later, right? Maybe gameplay at some point, yeah. We might get into character creation tomorrow if we're really lucky. Yeah, I'll put something like that in the title so people know, like, look, I'm not in the game yet because no one's in the game yet. But we're gonna get into the game as soon as we can. I have to wipe my hard drive of the early access version. I think today I have to do that just to make sure there's no like weird. What I don't want to have happen is to like start playing the game and then somehow accidentally be on the early access still. Like I think there's a watermark, but I'm not sure. But that's kind of my biggest fear, is that somehow tomorrow comes and I somehow end up playing on the early access client. That would be a huge bummer. That would be a bummer. Alright, we might want to go do some cooking now. I feel like we've been fishing for 20 minutes or so. But yeah, needless to say, I'm super excited for BG3. I'm trying to like temper my excitement, because I know we're going to have launch issues. Like, I know we're going to have a bunch of issues tomorrow that stop us from getting in right away. So I'm trying to, like, tell myself that over and over again. So that tomorrow at 11 o'clock, when I can't even click the install button, when Steam has completely crashed, like, I'm not disappointed or upset. The release version is 150. Yeah, I thought it was 120. If you start the download, it's 150, then you should be good. Yeah, Pegwin, I will look at that. Thank you. That there's a size difference will make it easier to tell. What I'll do is, like, I'm gonna wipe my early access today, and then later tonight I'll check the install and see if, like, by chance they're allowing preload. Like, I can't understand it. Maybe someone who's like closer to IT or something can illuminate me. What reason would a company have for not allowing preload for people who have already purchased the game? Is there a reason why they couldn't or wouldn't allow us to download it early? Because, like, they can not let us access to it. Like, they can let us download it, but that doesn't mean we can play it. So I'm just kind of like, I'm concerned and confused about that part of it. Why they wouldn't want to allow for pre-download. That's what confuses and worries me. Yeah, Aaron, I've had that stuff happen to me in the past too. Yeah, that's what's the worst thing, when people take a day off of work or a couple days off of work, and then the launch of a game is completely scuffed. And then they took that time off and you don't even really get to play, or you get to play like significantly less than you thought you would. It's the worst. Could be to prevent spoilers, so they couldn't. Yeah, Justin, that's fair. Like, I wonder if there could be data mining for stuff like that. But then again, you know, we've had years to spoil Act 1 for ourselves already, which I haven't done, but a lot of people have what's called Act 1 burnout. Like some of the big BG3 streamers and content creators, they call it Act 1 burnout, because they've been playing Act 1 over and over and over again for years and years. It's like, thank God I didn't do that to myself. How horrible. How could you be excited for launch day when you knew you had to get through like 15 hours of the same Act 1 again? It'd be hard to get really super hype. Tim, I don't think it does. Yeah, that's the problem. You'd think it would be simple. Like, if you had early access installed, you could just update the early access, which would give you the rest of the game and move it to the 1.0. But from what I read, you have to delete early access from your computer, like uninstall it, wipe the folders completely, and then install the 1.0 client. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Paying for new servers twice can be costly. Yeah, like if they spike the servers 2 different times. I guess I get it. It's still like for consumers it kind of blows. Yeah. Yeah, illustrated stories, I'm kind of the same thing. I watched a little bit of gameplay, I played a little bit, and I was like, yes, like I want to experience this, but I don't want to experience it in early access. I want to experience it when the game comes out. Absolutely. And that's kind of how I approach most games. Yeah, tomorrow is the release. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. my time. 11 a.m. my time is when we're supposed to be able to, I guess, install it. Since we won't be able to play it yet because we can't preload it, we should be able to press the install button at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Andrew, you think you have Act 1 fatigue with hardcore WoW? Yes. Yes, starting zone fatigue is real. 6 p.m. in the UK. Yep. Yep, so I kind of like, I would say, guys, like I'm gonna schedule a stream for like 11:30, but or 11 o'clock rather. But I would say like don't expect there to be gameplay until maybe like optimistically, if I was hyper optimistic, I'd say 1 p.m. East my time. I think it's gonna be about 3 hours from when we can press install to when we can actually like play the game functionally. That's just like fair warning. I will title the stream appropriately to like what part of the game we're in, whether we are waiting for install or in character creation or like where we're at, so that people know where we're at. Yeah, Mr. Jackpots, I'm kind of with you there. I'm hoping that maybe like by official hardcore I'll have grown like a taste for the Horde again, because I'll be kind of burned out on all of these zones. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, because I know people probably want to see some Horde side stuff. And I feel like at this point, like I should be well and truly burnt out of all of the like level 1 to 20 stuff on the Alliance side. I'm not yet, that's the weird thing. Not completely. Mike, I didn't open those chests, that's a good point then. Johnny Hoover, thanks for being here. We're talking about Baldur's Gate 3, which comes out tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, Durotar is like red and bleak, and yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Durotar either, unfortunately. But you kind of have to do Durotar even if you have a start somewhere else. Buffs, thank you. You are absolutely right. Yeah, me too, man. I'm looking forward to playing it, but like I'm tempering my expectations right now to think that like I'm probably not going to get into the game till like 2 or 3 hours after the start date or the start time, because we're pretty sure that the Steam servers are going to be borked, like completely borked, for a while. Mulgore is a good start. You still eventually have to go do Durotar. I mean, you could go do Tears Fall Glades, I suppose. It would be okay. Do I want to work on the tunnel ears right now? What level are we? Level 14. Johnny, thanks so much, man. That's super generous of you. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here, man. Google is a learning computer, yeah. It's very smart. Let's kind of like, maybe we grab this quest up here. He has a quest to go into a mine, and if we do the mine, we can get that quest done and the rat ears. I just don't know if level 14 is a good level to go into the mine. But yeah, well, maybe we'll go see. I have to remember that the wand is probably better DPS than Smite. My favorite Horde race to level? Yeah, KY, that's part of the problem, is like, I don't think I have a favorite horde race that's not Blood Elves. That's kind of been my problem with like classic era hardcore, is like there's been a lot less horde content because I honestly don't feel like I have a favorite horde race anymore. Except like nostalgia wise, my first character to max level was a Tauren warrior, so like for nostalgia's sake, Tauren, but for looking at the screen, not Tauren. Yeah, their movements are like strangely slow because of how big they are. Yeah, I wish I'd almost say Forsaken, except I hate how the bones show through on all the armor. So like there's always these like buts, you know. I'm like, I like the trolls, but their feet. I don't like looking at their feet, you know. I like the orcs, but like I don't like the orcs. The male orcs, I don't like the hunchback. And the body type B orcs, they don't have enough hair options. I feel like they're very limited in their customizations. Trolls have the best dancing skills? Fair. I don't know if I ever saw the dance on the troll. Yeah, I would probably still have to almost say Forsaken, despite... Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I think I dislike all of them equally. That's what it is. I dislike all of them equally, which isn't a huge amount of dislike. It's enough dislike for me to kind of avoid Horde. Yeah, I mean, I know it would never happen, but it would be nice just to get playable Blood Elves. Just plop them down in the undead area and let's just go. The female orcs are good, you know. I like the female orcs, but my thing is like they don't have enough hair options. I feel like I need a couple different hairstyles. I don't know. I always found their customization sort of lacking. If I was gonna play Horde right now, it would probably be body type B orc shaman. Cause at least they can wear boots, you know. At least with an orc they can wear boots. That's like my low bar. Yeah, we did a hunter, Dakota, back in the Burning Crusade. I played a body type B orc hunter for a bit before Wrath came out. It might have started in vanilla and moved into BC. I can't recall. Not a warrior, no. No, just the hunter. Let's go check out this mine and we'll see what level the kobolds are inside. My butt for the Tauren is that they are too big, and that because of their bigness, they appear to move slowly, even though they're moving at the same speed as every other character, which they must, because that's the game rules. Because of that, their movements seem slow. They're like very slow, like they're moving through molasses or something. Like they're walk. You know when you go to run underwater, but you're not really moving. Like that's what their movement. It reminds me of a person running underwater. And after staring at that for a long time, it just kind of becomes immersion breaking for me. Yeah, they're bigger, but like, if you're 3 feet taller than a person, you're gonna have a faster stride. It's unavoidable. You're gonna have a faster stride. If you're 2 feet shorter than someone, you could move faster to have a faster stride. But if you are taller than another tall race, your stride is going to be faster, and the only way to slow it down is either to take baby steps or to literally slow down the movements. And so, yeah, it has this weird moving through water effect that I don't like. Is it the same with the male Draenei? Do they kind of do that too? Yeah, like I don't like it, and it eventually breaks my immersion. It's like that thing where like once you notice it, you can't unnotice it ever again. That's what kind of happened with it. Any thought on the Vulpera? I'm glad they're in the game for people who like the Vulpera. I don't like the Vulpera, and to me they're not really a Warcraft race. But yeah, that's it. You wish kobolds were playable? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm all about more playable stuff. People should be able to play a fantasy game and have whatever fantasy they want. Like race class combos, available races. Like the more people can choose from, the better off a game is. All right, this is a little concerning. I'm gonna get a heal off here just to be careful. All right, that's good. Let's start wanding this guy. I saw like a thumbnail for a Bellular. No, was it a Bellular video? I think it was a Taliesin video where he kind of was speculating that maybe we'll get druids for all races in 10.2. I guess because it's gonna be like Emerald Dream themed. I don't think we're gonna get druids for all races, but like yeah, the more they can open stuff up to people, the better. I think the reason we won't get druids for all races is because the artists would have to do a pretty heavy lift making shapeshift forms for everybody. Unless they've been working on that for a long time, like, and we just don't know it. Yeah, he always has really convincing arguments. He's really smart and he thinks things out pretty thoroughly. I just feel like it'd be such a hard job for the artist to do it all that unless they've already been working on it. Like, what does an undead bear look like? It probably looked kind of cool. And here's the thing, like, if they do that for druids, like, druids are very specific. If they do that for druids, they're going to eventually have to come back and do that for, like, every class. Like, every class will eventually have to go to every race. Because right now, druids are, like, one of the most exclusive classes. So if you're going to give one of the most exclusive classes to everybody, then you're eventually going to have to give everything to everybody. So that's a good sign if that's true, you know. Mike, thanks for the membership, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Like the bears in Western Plaguelands. Yeah, I think they could make something really cool, like, these days, you know. Yeah, I'd be really excited to see them eventually just open up every class for every race. I feel like it just would make the game so much better. Yeah, if they're gonna do a druid, then they're gonna do everybody, like, yeah, including shaman. I feel like there's room in lore for, like, for characters to be anything, you know, and even if it's not, like, super common among that race's culture for, like, someone to be a shaman or someone to be a druid, I feel like a mortal on the planet Azeroth could probably, like, we could tap into any power with the proper, like, motivations, training, and qualities. I feel like there's no reason why any mortal being on Azeroth that we can play as couldn't tap into any of the powers that exist in the cosmos. Especially because, like, you're a hero character, so even if most of your race can't do it, just the plot armor that you're a hero character should open it up for you. Like, you're a special adventurer. Like, there's something about you that's different. You know, you hear the call of adventure like no one else does. And so, you know, you should have access to more things. A gnome shaman? How cool would it be? How many people would go back and, like, play so many alts just to see what the class and race combos look like when they're doing their abilities and stuff? Like, I'm already planning lots of alts just to have things like Eridar Draenei, because, like, yeah, they're doing a lot of cool stuff. So if you could do any, like, race class combination at all, like, man, that would be so much replayability for so many people that just kind of like to casually level up in retail, but they don't really like to do a lot of endgame stuff outside of the campaigns and the story. Like, for people like me, like, that's endless replay value. And I think a lot of people are like that. That's a good point, Aaron. Do it when they remake the old world, so that people have 2 reasons to go back and level up a crap ton of alts. Yes, that's a kind of an ingenious idea, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did just that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Like, whatever's left, whatever's not unlocked, you remake the world and you unlock everything else. It's a new world, and if you remake the world, then anything goes. You know what I mean? And if either you remake the world, or like what I think the way they'll remake the world is they're going to put us into like an alternate timeline. They're going to put us in a timeline that's not like the Titans design. Like this one true timeline BS that the Titans have been feeding us for the last 20 years. There is no one true timeline. There's the timeline they've been guiding us towards, but there are other timelines. Yeah, and I think in those other timelines, on that other Azeroth, then any race could be anything. Unlimited power. Yeah. It's almost too smart for Blizzard. That's my worry, Nick. That's my worry. When people have really good ideas that I want to see put into the game, I worry like that's too smart for Blizzard. Same thing like with Taliesin's videos. Like when it's like it all makes perfect sense, I'm just like, yeah, but that's too smart for Blizzard. But I'm trying to allow for the fact that like the Blizzard we have today is not the Blizzard we had in BFA. Is not the Blizzard we had in Shadowlands that told us that we weren't going to get any more character customization options soon because it was a back-of-the-box feature of Shadowlands. Like, these aren't the same people at any level of the company, I don't think, anymore. So I try to tell myself that. And by telling myself that, I try to give myself hope that, like, some of the really smart things people think of will actually come to pass. We have a buddy here. We have a 20 gnome mage. That should help out a little bit. Let's give them... Oh, they have a more powerful buff already active. Okay then. Okay then. Yeah, I don't think you're delusional. And, you know, during Shadowlands I might have said so, but no, I think that they've changed a lot. I think they're doing a lot to try to make people happy. They're cranking out content like they've never done before. I think they're in like a really good spot. And I think we can only hope that things will get better, you know. There's no reason right now to think that things are not going to get better because everything so far has gotten better. Remember when people thought they were going to sell the attendees for the trading post on the real money marketplace, and I said no, they're not going to do that. It doesn't make any sense. And they didn't do it. So they're making smart choices, you know. Sometimes we've expected the worst, but it's turned out that like that's not what's actually happening. I got stuff. I got all the stuff. I gotta open these things. Okay. My buffs are down. I have bag issues. It's a mess, guys. I've been talking too much this morning. Yep. Oh, what is this? Simple branch of the whale. Held in offhand. Spirit stem. Okay. Perfect. Don't expect Innerflame to have a lot of uptime. I'm gonna let Innerflame drop off almost constantly. It's a little 10-minute buff, and if I get hit, it ticks off even faster. So yeah, I'm sorry for people that it annoys. It doesn't annoy me when you guys tell me, but I'm sorry for people that are annoyed by my inefficiencies. That's kind of a theme around here. Robert's inefficient play. That's the stream. Delicam, thanks for being here. Good afternoon to you. It is a weird theme, yeah. Are you normal human being playing the game at a suboptimal level? How dare you? I need to actually be picking up, like, you know, the crates that I'm in here for. I've got one of them. I'm convinced that I'm kind of just, like, feeding this person crates. Are they not going to cast? I stood here waiting for their Frostbolt to finish, but they were like, nah, you're going to body pull it, you take it. He was trying to time it. Yeah, see how he timed me? And he was like, well, if I let him pull this guy, I can sneak in there and grab that box. I see what he did there. It's fine. Yeah, we'll get respawns here in a bit. I could just be like paying more attention and like grabbing ones like this. That'd be useful. You had someone steal Mist after you killed all the harpies around him? That's rude, yeah. Yeah, people can be opportunistic, yeah. I think it's like kind of a normal human thing, but it sucks when it happens. I'd be lying if I said I was never opportunistic in the game in a similar way, you know. I'm sure there have been times when like ooh, look at that. A badoop. Let's come over here. This will be a little bit safer, but not very much. Let's make sure we don't aggro the guy behind us. Put powered shield back up. Hyperspawns add a fun level to the game that you otherwise wouldn't have to deal with. It's a good thing that as the priest we are basically invincible to everything. Otherwise we probably would have gotten killed. Like I think any other class might have gotten killed down here already. Because yeah, it's been kind of a wild ride. Like we absolutely don't have to be here, but yeah, now we're here, so we're gonna finish it up. Alright, let's do 3 in a row. Yeah, why not? Why not 3 in a row? Alright. Yeah, I think that's rule number 2, Mike. Yeah, rule number 2, I think, of hardcore of the 10 rules is don't go into caves. The problem is this. If you exclude every quest where you have to go into a cave, you're gonna be short of levels. And you're going to be short of levels like in the early part of the game, and it's going to be rough. So yeah, I mean, it's more important like I'd say be way out leveled for caves, which we're not right now. But that would be my rule. Would be don't go into caves because you kind of have to sometimes. It would be way out level. Be 5 levels out level for the guys in the cave. Like these guys are 12. Be level 17 before you come here. But you're going to have to get this quest done because you need the experience. So you're gonna have to come here eventually, you know. Sven, good afternoon. Justin, good afternoon to you. Yeah, make sure the mobs are green. Exactly. Yeah, if the mobs are green, green means good. Yellow means whoa. Especially when you're going into a cave. Alright, we have 3 out of 4. Let's go find our last one. I think we're good. And we only need a handful more of the tunnel rat ears. Oh, look at that. Someone was kind enough to clear the way out as well. How nice of them. And now we need a bunch of animal parts. Yeah, animal parts, and we'll work on getting the rest of our cobalt ears somewhere else. Whitemane cluster crashed. When bringing it back up, the seasonal tab showed Season 2. I'd have to see some screenshots of that. We've already been told, like, honestly, here's the truth of it, is that we've already been told there's going to be a Season of Mastery 2 at the end of 2023. They said before the end, yeah. That was when if you remember, they announced hardcore servers. It was back in May or June. And in the same breath, they announced at the end of the year another season of Classic Era. So it would not surprise me if they've already coded that stuff into the game, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. But they've already told us that. To be fair, like, it's cool if it like accidentally popped up, but it doesn't really tell us anything we didn't already know. You know what I mean? That's my read on it anyway. And so, like, we know they're not going to do a Season of Mastery 2 until Hardcore's run its course, and they did say end of the year, so I would say, like, right after, like, so whatever week BlizzCon is, and you guys can quote me on this, whatever week BlizzCon is, we will have another season of Classic Era 1 to 2 weeks after BlizzCon. Yeah, they'll announce it during BlizzCon, and it will be something that comes out really, really fast after BlizzCon's over. It will either come out the same week, or, like, at most 2 weeks after BlizzCon. That's when we'll get Season of Mastery 2 or whatever it is. Well, Mike, Classic Era refers specifically to Vanilla. You know, we used to call it Vanilla. This is the version we're playing now. Whereas, like, Classic could apply just to Classic Wrath, or it could apply to, like, the current expansion of Classic. So, but basically you have Classic Era, and then you have Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Or, you know, you have Vanilla and you have Wrath. But yeah, it's a vernacular thing. Yeah, the vernacular has changed. We used to call it Vanilla, but I don't think a lot of people do that anymore. I hear Classic Era a lot more than I hear Vanilla, which is confusing. Because Wrath of the Lich King is also a Classic Era. It would be cool if, like, with Cataclysm, we move out of Classic and we move to Reforged, with the promise of, like, you know, changes to the game. Like how they added stuff and changed stuff in Wrath of the Lich King. It would be cool if for Cataclysm we stop calling it Classic releases and we start calling them Reforged. I think that would be a really smart move on their part. And just like, so we can have Classic Era that ends at Wrath. After that, it's not Classic anymore. After that, it's Reforged, because the intention is that, yes, we're going to re-release Cataclysm, but we're also going to add some things and make some changes along the way. That would be really cool to see. Yeah, I know they kind of ruined the Reforged thing with Warcraft 3, but, like, let me say this, let them redeem it. Because Reforged works well with Warcraft. And, yeah, I would like them to redeem the word Reforged. Yeah, that would be the second intention of doing that. It would be to do Cataclysm Reforged, and then be like, look, we did it right. And one of the things I want to see in the reforging, you know how recently in retail they went back and in all the old zones they improved the view distance and they improved the lighting and they made the lighting work the way it works in Dragonflight? I want to see that in my Cataclysm release for Reforged, because now that I've seen the old world zones in retail, the way the lighting is so much better, if I have to look at them in Cataclysm Classic and I don't get that expanded vision and I don't get the adjusted lighting, they're gonna look like garbage. So yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons why I want Cataclysm Reforged, so that they can add that feature into that version of the game. And so right from the get-go, we'll have the enormous draw distance and we'll have the better lighting than what we actually got in the remade zones in Cata, which kind of ruined the lighting. In my opinion. Yeah, they ruined the lighting that was fine in Classic. Yeah, the old world zones are now beautiful in retail. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why we're gonna level so many characters. Through all of the old world stuff. Like, yeah, the Void Elf's gonna get to max level within a week, and then we're going on a Druid, and we're just gonna keep going until we've, like, seen those zones. I want to get every class in retail to max level before 11.0. Is also kind of another side goal that I have. Should be pretty easy. The wildlife here has been absolutely, like, decimated by some people, I guess. Agent Dan, if you want to go alchemy, you're either going to need herbalism or you're going to be buying a lot of herbs off the auction house. So like you could do that. You could go alchemy with the idea that you're going to buy the herbs you need on the auction house. And then you could do tailoring. A lot of people do like tailoring and enchanting, which work well together because while you're crafting stuff with tailoring, you can then disenchant the things you're crafting for materials for your enchanting. So they kind of feed off of each other. So that's what a lot of people do. Sometimes I go tailoring skinning, so that like, you know, some tailoring recipes require you to have some leather, so if you could either buy it on the auction house or you could skin it yourself. And then with skinning you can sell the leather you don't need for money. But yeah, you can do different things. You could do basically any combination of professions, allowing for the fact that like if you don't have the gathering profession you need, you'll have to buy the mats off the auction house to do the crafting. Yeah, you can get some leather from fishing if you fish near like the wreckage and stuff. You could also get leather from like random chests. Like sometimes you'll pop a chest, it'll have some leather in it. Yeah, there's ways to get little bits of leather, but like what I think of mostly like in hardcore, like you can't count on it because like you can't use the auction house as a backup. So like that's why I always take leather working with my tailors when I can. Because like, yeah, I could get leather or I could get really, really unlucky and just not get any when I need it. And then I can't buy it, so... Yeah, I'm sure it works. I just like I refuse to rely on the drops. And also like with tailoring in hardcore, there's not really, you can't really even do enchanting anyway because like you can't level it. So like I might as well have skinning because skinning is going to give me just give me money when I sell the majority of it. In hardcore, you can't level it past a certain point because you need an item that only a blacksmith can make. And in this version of hardcore that we're playing, we can't use the auction house or trade with other players. So you have no way to get the item you need to continue your enchanting, to like keep leveling it up past a certain point. Which is why in solo self-found hardcore, you take enchanting for a little bit, you get the lesser wand, you get the greater wand, and then you drop your enchanting and you pick up skinning. In any other version of the game, you know, we wouldn't have that issue. You would just go to the auction house and buy the item you needed from a blacksmith. You'd move on with your life. Yeah, but keep in mind, like, on a new realm, people aren't going to have lots of money to spend. Things like skinning, things like low-level skinning and selling low-level skins works out usually when, like, you have a population of characters that are max level who might be trying to level up professions on alts. If it's a fresh server, then, like, yeah, people need the materials, but you're not going to be able to sell them for lots and lots of money because people don't have the gold yet. Yeah, you really make a lot of money on low-level mats when you have like a healthy population of people at endgame who are really interested in leveling alts right now. That's when you can like get those low-level mats, put them on the auction house as a leveling character and make lots of gold. But on a fresh start, you tend to make a significantly less for a little while at least, until characters get to 60 and stuff. What is better on a new realm is like if you have mats that you don't need at low level, like let's say you got a couple like stacks and stacks of light leather, put them in your bank. Wait a month or so, and then as soon as people start doing their first round of alts, then put the stuff up on the auction house. Because then you have that population of max level people. They're about to start rolling alts, and they're gonna want to power level their professions on the auction house. Yeah, I'd say like on a fresh start server, do all your skinning or your mining or your herbing, put it all in your bank. Don't sell any of it right away. Give people time to get to max level, and then when guilds are starting to clear raid content, that's the time people are going to start rolling alts. That's the time to start putting it up on the auction house. You don't have to tip me for that one when the time comes and you make a bunch of gold on it. Is it going to ruin the hardcore experience? No. It's just not going to be solo self-found anymore. You have no idea how... After the experience I had on my paladin, you have no idea how relieved I am that I'm going to be able to interact with an actual economy in my MMO again. I believe that solo self-found hardcore and Blizzard's official hardcore can be two separate things. And if people really like to play that style of play where they can't use the auction house and stuff like that, then like more power to them. They have the add-ons still. I, for one, am going to be relieved to have a version of hardcore where we can use the auction house, where I can group with players out in the world to do an elite village. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it's going to ruin anything because it's just going to be a different way to play hardcore, and I think people are going to find it refreshing. Even people who are like proponents of solo self-found, I think that they're still going to enjoy their time on Blizzard's version of it. You know. Will I do a guild? Yeah, I've said I will do a guild. If I can get 10 people online at the same time, in town, standing near my character, and none of them are trolls, then we will sign a guild charter, absolutely. But, like, keep in mind, my audience is pretty small, and a lot of you guys are here because, you know, you either can't play, or you don't play right now, or maybe you do play, but, you know, you're at work, you know, you can't play during the day. And so, like, I'm accepting the fact that, like, it might be hard to get some of you guys, like, online at the same time. Keep that in mind also. Like, as much as I'd love to have a big, thriving guild, yeah, there's those, like, realities. A lot of you guys are on EU servers, yeah, and the only way you could play with me is if you had a second WoW account on, and that's, like, a lot of money. Like, that's a lot of money to pay per month. And, like, I'm not that cool, so, like, I would not advise it. Yeah. So there's a lot of things like that. But yeah, if I can get the people, I'd love to have a little guild and be able to do some 5-man stuff. Same thing for the new season. I'd love to have a guild in the new season at the end of the year to level up with, and then maybe we can do raids. You know, who knows? Oh yeah. Oh, I'll definitely talk about it ahead of time, because yeah, I'll probably do it around the time my first character dings level 10. You know, and you go to town for a bunch of stuff. It'll be around that time, so I'll schedule it. I'll try to get the information out there in the stream and stuff like that. You know. And like I said, expect that it would be during a time that I would normally be streaming. So it would probably be around like right now. Like usually for me, like the middle of the afternoon is like peak concurrency for like people to be able to join the stream. So it would probably be a good time to try to get people online. Because I feel like if this is the time of day where most people can watch the stream, it might be the time of day when most people can like get to a computer and kind of jump on for a couple minutes, even if all you can do is sign the guild charter and you got to log right out. So yeah, we'll definitely talk it through and plan it out. I'm like right now the Discord is like, it has who it has in it, and I'm gonna have to like, I think that like once there is a guild, I can put the Discord info into the guild information, and then people who I have in the guild could get in. Yeah, what I have to avoid is doing any more like super public links to my Discord. Yeah, that's all. Like I don't think it has to go to members only. I have to pay a little bit more attention to it, obviously. But I think it's about putting the link in the right places, and like, yeah, for definitely if we get the guild going, then I can put the link to Discord in the guild info. Holy Pally sounds good, Jason. Yeah. And then, like, man, I'm just so conflicted about what I want to do. I'm not going to decide until the time comes, I think. Part of me wants to do Warrior, but, like, part of me isn't sure, like, yeah. It's tough right now. It's tough right now. Part of me thinks I'm going to do something just off the wall, like an undead rogue. I don't know, but I want to go Alliance, you know? I think I want to go Alliance. That's the other thing, like some of you guys might have a hard pass on one faction or another. I know a lot of players are like that, where like you won't play on the other faction, like, and I get it. So that's the other thing that like might rule some people out, is like right now I don't know what I'm doing. If I go Shaman, then I have to go Horde side. If I go Warrior, if I go anything else, I can do whatever, you know. You need to at least pick Horde or Alliance, yeah. I do need to make a choice soon, but the problem is that the only thing I think that would lock me into Horde would be Shaman. It's yeah, flip a coin. I could Polster you guys. we could do it that way. I know it would be Alliance though, you know. I know that it's like 60, like generally 60% of people prefer Alliance. And I think I'm in that percentage. I'll throw it up and I'll see if we get the same 60% that I expect. Alright. Oh, that is misspelled. Let's actually fix that. There we go. Horde or Alliance. To be fair, this may or may not influence my ultimate decision. So let's go. Mike, that's a separate conversation, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Yes, maybe. Well, we can talk about it. I just don't know. Ah, where's the don't care anyway? Damn. Vic, this is how bad I am at polls, man. You're right, that should have been a thing. Yeah. I guess I just want to know, like, not where you want to play, but just like which do you prefer? You know, I get that. Yeah, I get some people I guess could be split right down the middle with it. Yeah. I do feel like we're going to be at the 60-40. We're basically 60-40 right now, which is exactly what I expect. It's exactly what I expect. And like Mike said, like, there's the potential, you know, at least, especially eventually, of having two characters going for the sake of them getting rested XP. But the problem with that is, in a world where I can mail myself stuff, if I had two characters going, I'd probably have to make them on the same faction. Yeah. Like, solo self-found, it makes it easy to, like, have an ult on the opposite faction because you can't help yourself anyway. But in official, you'll be able to kind of help your ult. It'll be, like, a smoother journey. Yeah, like, it'd be hard to decide to go an alternate character on the other faction. Oh, man, I can't decide today. I don't know when I'll decide. There are just ultimately things in life that I'm extremely ambivalent about, and like what to play in WoW has always been one of those things. FL name change, you can ask me anything you want, whether or not I'll reply, you know, we'll find out. I would caution you to make it video game related and not like my personal life related. Suspense. Drumroll. Like we wait, you know. Some kind of... Drumroll is not waiting. What's a waiting noise? Just suspenseful music. As we wait, what will the question be? How will Robert react? How red will his face get? Next time on Potential Trolling. The Jeopardy theme, obviously. Yeah, what the hell? Exactly. Yeah, Jason, unfortunately it's not my biggest stress on any day. It's the thing I'm most ambivalent about, which means it's the thing I'm most undecided about. But no, on any given day, oh yeah, there's lots of other stress. And it's nothing that happens here. I can't, but I do have to do something. Unfortunately, I have to do the only thing I can do in that situation. Okay, let's carry on. Carry on, men. I'll never understand, like, you know, it could be lots of different things. But, like, you know, WTH. Like, I scan stuff before I read it, like, my eyes scan for words, and so when I see things a lot of times, like, I don't fully ingest them. I see specific words I don't like, and then I do the thing that I need to do as a human being. And that was one of those cases, like, yep, that the whole of whatever it was will never be in my mind, it never has to be, because I saw keywords that I didn't like, and I acted instinctually. Yeah, Mike, exactly, I was fast on the draw, because I'll tell you the truth, I did not read the full message and mentally ingest it. I saw some keywords, because I scan. It's what you learn to do when you edit a lot of stuff. And so I scanned, and I saw some stuff that I did not like. And it didn't seem to pertain to WoW, or to me, or to games, or to anything like that. And so I like to trust my instincts, and like, my instincts allow me to react fast. And for stuff like that, they haven't been really wrong, you know. And I can see how someone would see how fast I would react like that and be like, whoa. But like, keep in mind, like, there's things I miss in chat because I'm only one person and I don't have any mods, you know. So I have to be kind of instinctual about stuff. To protect the chat, for the sanctity of the chat, I must act swiftly. It's not vengeance. It's justice. You know what I mean? I need some mods. Yeah, it's like, what a thankless job. Yeah, not until I can pay them. I'll have mods if I ever get to a point in my life where I could pay them for their services. Because that means someone else would have to digest things like whatever was said, and they'd have to make a decision based on it. They'd also have to be someone who was kind of familiar with me and the way that I handle things, because I would want them to handle things the same exact way that I would. And that kind of relationship takes time. What are we at? We're at, well, guys, yeah, 54-46 Alliance, yeah. I mean, and that's exactly what I expected. So... yeah. I'm like, I need to voice Batman. Yeah, I read my kids' stories every night, and one of the books we read from is a Batman short story book, and I do Batman's voice. I do my best Lego Batman for Batman's voice. So I do have a bit of practice. That's the only voice that I can do, keep in mind. Yeah, Tom, they tried to, I think. I don't know, because like a lot of times I just don't understand. I just don't understand a person and like what motivates them. But I think even in that case where like their actions are incomprehensible to me, I think the more the better that I do what I need to do. Because there's no way for me to process things that are completely incomprehensible to me. That's like the best way I can explain that. What class will I be rolling in BG3? For the recorded immersive series, I'm going to do a Vengeance Paladin. I'm practicing my voice for that one too. Sadly, the character is going to have a voice. That's the sad part. But yeah, I think Vengeance Paladin for the immersive recorded. For the stream, I'm gonna do a caster or something off the wall. Maybe like a monk. Maybe we'll do a monk. I'll do yeah, the stream will be like body type B, some kind of drow monk, and then like the recorded immersive is gonna be body type A, human paladin, because you know that's what people will resonate with the most, and that's probably what'll be like easier for me to just get like quickly immersed into the character. Since I'm not super familiar with D&D's other races, for the immersive I'll have to play a human. But for the stream, yeah, I think for the stream we'll do like a half drow monk or something weird. Or maybe a half orc monk. I've heard good things about monk, which like in D&D is typically not like a very popular class. Like there's not a lot of people who play in D&D and are hot to play a monk. But I've heard some really good things about monk in BG3, so I think that would be cool to see. Yeah, David, I'll have to pay for the mods therapy. Well, that's why I need to be paying them at all. Because yeah, I feel like if they have to deal with the things that I might have to deal with, then like yeah, they might need some professional help eventually. Because they'll have to fully read statements, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to fully read, I can scan and act, but they'll probably feel compelled to fully digest things that people say. Maybe we'll go Horde, guys. I don't know. Yeah, it's been a long time. What do I like on the Horde side? I like the Barons a lot. I like the Barons a lot. I like Mulgore. You know what I don't like on the Horde side? The biggest thing that kind of like puts me off of playing Horde characters, I hate Hillsbrad. I hate basically all of the questing in Hillsbrad Foothills when you're just murdering humans, farmers and peasants, indiscriminate war crimes against humanity. I hate Hillsbrad Foothills. Like I take my character to Hillsbrad Foothills and my character becomes a murderer. And like I don't like that fantasy or how it makes me feel. I'd rather go kill some vicious kobolds or something. And it's worse when you're an undead, because then it feels like your character by design like truly would embrace that kind of mayhem and murder, and like I don't like that. Yeah, but I like Westfall, where it's like, hey, when it's humans killing humans, it's fine. Okay, so listen, let's real talk here. In Westfall, we're fighting who we believe are thieves, bandits, people who are maybe highwaymen, who have murdered them, who have also murdered and stolen and, you know, stuff like that. They threaten the common people. In the Hillsbrad Foothills, we are the Horde and we're murdering peasants and farmers. They are literally called peasants and farmers. And so I think that I get what you're saying. Like, yes, we go to Westfall, we kill lots of humans. We're in Hillsbrad, we kill lots of humans. But I think like it's different from a story perspective a little bit, you know? Usually, when we're playing on the Alliance and we're fighting humans, it's like usually the plot at least frames them to be bad people. Whereas the plot in Hillsbrad Foothills frames them to be human farmers and peasants who have done nothing wrong, but we're going to kill them anyway. And I think that's pretty clear. They do, Mr. Jackpots, but that's called war. Like, I don't think there's ever been a time when we've played as an Alliance character and we've gone and fought, like, the innocent people of the Horde and Alliance. I think that every time on the Alliance when we are fighting things, the things we are fighting are framed as doing bad things themselves. So when we're fighting parts of the Horde, it's like the warlike parts of the Horde that have invaded our lands. Like, think about the Blackrock Orcs who came down into Redridge. Like, they were a threat to the safety of the common people. So of course, like, morally we can go ahead and fight them. The logging camp in Ashenvale? I feel like if we fought people there, then they... Yeah, okay. So I've never done those quests. You're talking about the lumber camp. Is that a place where like Alliance characters go and they fight like orc workers and like stuff like that? See, I've never done those. Would that be like on the Night Elf track? If you were to go Teldrassil, Darkshore, Ashenvale, you would hit those quests as a Night Elf? That kind of makes sense for Night Elves. Remember in War 3 when, like, on the Horde side you first started kind of going into the deep forest and cutting down the trees, and then the wisp and stuff came and the trees came and killed all the peons? It's very thematic for the Night Elf arc to, like, get to that point and just go wholesale murder some orc lumberers, because that's exactly what they did in War 3. It's totally a Night Elf thing, and that gives me cool vibes, like, to be like a vengeful Night Elf warrior, just like get these orcs out of my ancient sacred forest. Like, I get it. And so yes, same thing but in reverse, right? It's like on the undead side they feel the same thing for the humans. I get you. It's a good parallel. I like, obviously for some reason I like the Night Elf story better, but maybe that's just like not resonating as much with the undead because they're undead. I like the parallel though. Huh. I want to play through those eventually. And see, I want to play through them and see how I feel about my character after doing it. Alliance vote's sitting there. It's just sitting there. It's getting close. It's getting close. I'm just gonna leave it, unless I have to like pin something else or whatever. I'll just leave it up for a while. Guys, have I been fighting stuff, or have I been running in circles talking and not fighting anything? Because I've been so focused on our conversations that I feel like I've barely killed any enemies. I somehow still need a boar intestine. My lord. Circles. The Ram's like, circles. Just, it's been circles since I got here. Why are there 180 people watching this dude run circles? Circles. Circles. We're sightseeing. I need to focus up and play. At least, like, a little bit. I think the problem is I'm probably getting hungry. I'm probably losing my attention. I didn't really have what you'd call lunch today. So it could be hunger. It doesn't feel like hunger yet, but you know how your body kind of enters like a starvation state where it functions for a bit? We could be in that state now. The good news is we finished that quest. Let's try to get one more rat ear here. We can wrap up. I have been incredibly distracted by a ton of things. It's really nice to see, and thank you all the new people for being here. There's a lot more people today, so I'm assuming some of you guys, maybe it's your first time here, and I really appreciate you all being here and checking out the channel and hanging out with us. I tend to rant a lot. Fortitude, oh man, how long has Fortitude been off? Also, fair warning for this channel is I don't play like super optimally the way you might see other people playing on the internet. I play what they call suboptimally. There we go, buffs are up. Hey, I was gonna say, at least I don't have a talent point waiting to be spent. I'm glad I checked before I said that. Yeah, I play inattentively, as you can see by the talent point here. It would be really nice to be getting Spirit Tap every single fight, instead of, you know, 80% of the time. Horde and less Dwarf. That might be fair. Yeah, that might be fair. Tom, I've got a ways to go before big time. I don't think big time is going to happen. By my calculations, based on the algorithm and how it treats my channel, I will be 70 years old before I get my 100,000 subscriber plate. My son has told me that if I die without getting it, he will be sad, but he will continue my channel so that we can eventually get the plate and hang it on the wall. Every day chat presses my ability to keep up with chat and functionally play the game. It's been an interesting experience. I'm glad I've been able to kind of ease into things a bit, and that I have at least some background in doing things and speaking to them at the same time. Because if I didn't have that prior experience of like doing a thing and speaking to it at the same time, I probably couldn't do this. My inventory is full. That's not really a surprise to anybody, I don't think, at this point. You could be WoW Grandpa. Yeah, I'd be really happy to live long enough to be at that point. My son's only 8 years old. Yeah, I didn't have him till I was 30. Yeah, 30. And so if I live long enough to be a grandpa, I will A, be surprised, and B, I will be extremely happy. Marlena, to be fair, we can't multitask well. You saw me running in circles, not even knowing if I was fighting stuff or not. Like I couldn't remember if I had pressed my action buttons in the last several minutes. I don't think that's effective multitasking. I'm not giving multitasking a good name. I can make linen bolts. Yeah, would that free it up? Because like the linen bolts only stack to 10. It would actually be like it would be detrimental, I think, because I think the linen bolts only stack to 10. Let me see. Okay, it's 2. So it'd be the same, right? Yeah, I think it might just balance out. I don't know, I can't do math, but I'm pretty sure that balances out. It's just that women do everything better, like, honestly. Except very rarely, like, a man is better at picking a thing up and putting it down somewhere else. Like, sometimes, not even always. Yeah, I think their brains are just made better because they have to withstand more. Our brains are sloppy. They've grown sloppy. I have to turn this in first before we vendor, otherwise I'll sell all of the stuff I need for the quest. I've done it before, true story. What? I kinda like the 4 stamina better than the 1 spirits? Okay, it looks fine, I guess. Alright, so we have a lot of cloth, but what we don't have is we don't have a tailoring trainer here. So even if I can make all these, let's go ahead and make them. And we can do a little bit of tailoring perhaps. I don't want to do a lot of it without being near a trainer to see like what new patterns we unlock. But we can leveling it a bit will at least kind of empty the inventory out some. And we can listen to the in music for a little bit. And I can drink some coffee because since I haven't shut up at all today, I have not been able to drink my coffee. Should I close the poll at 50-50? Should that be like, what? Guys, you realize how this doesn't help to make a choice, right? What you're telling me though is that it'll probably be fine either way. Either that or that half of you are going to hate it if I play the other faction. Like at this point I can't tell which. I should have had the third. I needed the third choice, which was like that you don't really care which. That would have been a really, really smart option for a poll. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's done. We need to buy some trade supplies. I don't think she has them. It's probably outside. Trade supplies vendor. Where would they be? Let's equip those. What do we have over here? We have an herbalist. I don't think we're going to have trade supplies in that building. Here are tailoring supplies. That's good enough for me. Let's do these until, well, let's do these unless it goes green, and then we'll do something else. Yeah, you know, the good thing about the Horde side is that they have better access to dungeons. Yeah, they're just able to do dungeons easier. They're able to do, like, more of them early on in leveling. That could be important to me. It's a big difference between being able to do Ragefire Chasm at level 15 and being able to do Dead Mines at level 19. That's a big time difference and a big level difference. And yeah, so there is that. That add-on is being handled by Leatrix Plus. Michelle, it's right. So if you have Leatrix Plus, we can go into interface, and we have the enhanced professions, enhanced quest log, enhanced dress up. Yeah, but then again, on the Alliance side, we get to be Alliance. So there's that. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. To be fair, now Dead Mines is a more like full dungeon with better loot than Ragefire Chasm. Ragefire Chasm is kind of like dungeon light. But then the Horde also have access to Wailing Cavern super easy. They just have access to everything a lot easier. Like, think about trying to do Scarlet Monastery on the Alliance side. And like, okay, so listen to this. On Hardcore, you're not going to be able to run through the Plaguelands, like, to get the flight point or whatever, like, at Chillwind Post. Because you're not going to survive, you know? So it makes doing Scarlet Monastery stuff on the Alliance so difficult for travel. Like, it's bad. I don't know what we're doing. Guys, I probably won't know. We'll get to keep talking about it sometimes. I probably won't know until we're like much closer. Do I want to do the Stone Splinters, Skull Thumpers, and Seers? Not really. Level 15 quest. I think we can go into Westfall a little bit, right? And we should be good to go into Westfall. Let's fly to Ironforge. We have a turn in there that I never turned in back at level 10. I don't know any locations connected to this one because I am a big dum-dum, and even though I've been in Ironforge, I did not grab the flight point. So there's that. It happened. It really did. I could have swore that we grabbed it. Because I thought at some point I've flown back here, but maybe not. We're in for a bit of a scenic run. Yeah. Right. Yep, and of course I set my Hearthstone here. Yeah, I set it here. Stout Lager Inn. I usually leave it in the opposite land. Yeah, I mean we're gonna go get the flight point. Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. Pretty typical of me. But I had a memory of us grabbing it. But you know, we played a couple of characters through here, so could have been any memory of any character ever. And then, am I going the right way? Yes, maybe. Yes. Maybe. It said I had no flights connected to that one. Yeah, it didn't even pop the map up. It was like, no. Yeah, it whispered no. That was it. So in that case, let's talk more about what we're doing on Official Hardcore. We've only been talking about it for 40 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, I know, like, ultimately, I'll probably end up going Alliance. Yep. Seth, forgetting the flight point is your move. I've coined the move, actually. I've done it several times, both on recording and on stream, so I think now it belongs to me. Bendy, good afternoon. Thanks for being here. Try horde up to like 10 or 15. Yeah, but here's the thing, like whatever I do first, I'm gonna get to max level. Like we're not gonna die. We're not gonna die on Official Hardcore because there's no reason to die. Yeah, if it's dangerous, we'll just group up with somebody. like there's no reason to die. I don't, like, some people might get killed. I'm sure people will die lots. But I don't plan to die. Because I plan for like safety in numbers type of deal. If there's a place that's like super dangerous and there are going to be people around us doing the same quest, we're going to group up. Yep. We're gonna do everything we can just to stay alive. But yeah, maybe eventually, you know, maybe once I get a character into the level 30s, maybe we would jump over and do the opposing faction, even though like it wouldn't, you know, the worry is like the alt would be starting kind of fresh. You know, whereas if you do an alt on a faction where you can like help it, you know, you can at least get it bags and stuff. But maybe we would do an alternate faction playthrough if we got into like the level 30s or 40s and we needed that rested XP time. Alex is trying to vote in the incognito tab. Cheater. Yeah, it's because there's no option for I don't care, so people want to click both Alliance and Horde. Yep. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys probably don't care. I should probably just like think about Alliance. It does suck that Alliance can't be Shaman. I mean, that would make the choice so simple. You know, if I could be a Dwarf Shaman, you know, the choice would just be simple. The choice would have been made. It would have been made months ago. We wouldn't be having the conversation. You guys would be able to make your plans as to like your faction race class combo. Like, yeah, it wouldn't be an issue if we could do Dwarf Shaman. Like, what race would they give Paladin to? They'd give him to the Forsaken on the Horde side. Forsaken Paladin and Dwarf Shaman for Classic era, them both getting each class. Because, you know, a Forsaken was a human once, They can be warriors and they can be priests. So they have the ability to fight physically and they are connected to the Holy Light when they want to be. So we should have Forsaken Paladins and we should have Dwarf Shaman. And that would fix everything, guys. It would fix everything and be super cool. Can we try this now? I think that we can and we should. Because the reward from it is only going to be relevant for the next little bit. So let's come up here and we'll try to kill Vagash. Okay, there's no L, there's no R. I got it now. The Tauren got Palian Cataclysm. Yeah, nah. I say give it to Forsaken in Classic Era. You're right, yeah, they did get it. They were the first besides the Blood Elves to get it. But I say still give it to the Forsaken in Classic Era. That feels more Classic Era than the Tauren getting it, in my opinion. Because listen, like, the Tauren can't even be priests. Right? So they don't even have an established, like, lore connection to the light. Why does it make sense for them to get it? Yeah, see, that makes less sense to me than Forsaken having it. Shaman get weak in the mid to late game. Oh, that's God. You're God, Steven. You reminded me that I looked at the DPS meta chart the other day for Classic Era. I should never have looked at it. I looked at it. The D's and the C's and B's and A's and the 1S are burned into my brain. I looked at the meta chart for Classic Era DPS. Worst thing I've ever done. I want to be on the other side of him when I pull him so that if things go wrong, we jump down into town. But he doesn't seem to be, let's just hit him a couple times and see how we feel. I'm gonna Mind Blast on cooldown, but otherwise we're gonna Wand. Ouch. Maybe we just Wand. And we use our mana to heal. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I wanted to fight him over here because if things go wrong over here, it's much easier to kite him and to leash him. You can jump down. Not that jump though. Maybe I'm not jumping down here. I remember jumping off of there on some character, but that looked scary. I don't want to do that. Clint, I don't care about the meta, but listen, when I see that warrior is S tier. And I see that, like, Shaman is D tier, like, now that I have that information, like, what am I supposed to do? Just, like, blatantly ignore reality. And it's the reality I already knew anyway, you know? I already knew that, like, some classes were much better than others. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Love you. I have food, and so I might be going camera dark here in a minute to eat. I was just saying how I thought maybe I was hungry. I just googled it. I'm stupid. I was just like, DPS rankings for Classic Era. And then WoW had got me. So yeah, I just had to know. I knew Warrior was the best because Asmongold's always said so. So I knew Warrior was at the top of the list already. I knew Mage was probably really good. I knew the core classes were better. You know, I knew what to expect. Warrior, Mage, Rogue. And then I knew the hybrids were gonna suck. It's just like seeing it like it was, like seeing it perfectly laid out, all logical and orderly. I was like, oh man. Oh man. Tom, she probably did, yeah. This looks like something made just for me. Yeah, it's egg noodles, It's sliced tomatoes, it's pickle and cheese. This was not like a meal she was making like for her and everybody. This was something she did for me because she's awesome. Yeah, she was probably listening, and Amy is S tier, absolutely. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go camera dark here, and I'm gonna keep playing, but I'm gonna eat. So I will put up a pinned comment so people know like why there's no me. Eating. We'll be back soon. Soon. Let's go ahead and pin that. There we go. I'm gonna end the poll. I think we get it that Alliance is probably gonna win. And then I will see you guys on the flip side. Alright, the food has been ingested, so we are grabbing the flight point. And yeah, and then we're heading back over to the Stormwind side of things. Let's take down the pinned comet much sooner than usual. There we go. That's done. And actually, guys, we are at the 2-hour mark. I'm going to go in flight, and I know I just ate, but I'm going to go stretch my legs, and I'm going to get coffee, and I'll be back. So we're going to take a flight down to Stormwind to facilitate this additional break. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. If you haven't gotten up recently, stretch your legs. Make sure to hydrate. I am going to get some water and some coffee, and I'll be back probably around the time we land. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. I appreciate your patience. Alright, thank you guys for hanging tight. I appreciate it. Let's see. Why am I here? We're going to Westfall. Do I have anything here? I do have things here. A Desperate Prayer and Stormpikes. Let's get those turned in while we're here. Yeah, let's visit the cooking trainer as well over in the Old Town. Absolutely. Yep, I got the coffee refilled, so we should be good to go for a little bit more. The 2-hour mark now. I just try to like make sure I get up every 2 hours, like stretch the legs. I don't like how they feel at the end of a stream when I don't do that. Doesn't feel good. Let's see. I think we're going into the Pig and Whistle Tavern. You guys can stop talking about the weather now. Should I scroll up and I can get everybody's weather update? My weather here has been mild. Today we're gonna hit like 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not awesome, but it's not terrible. Let's see. Cooking recipes up top. Perfect. Yeah, yesterday was pretty cool. Like today's gonna be a little hot. We're gonna cool off here pretty soon because I'm in Michigan. So in a couple weeks, the highs are gonna be like 75 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, it's gonna get colder and colder pretty fast for me. Oh dang, they do have a lot of stuff here. Wow. Okay. Okay. I kinda wonder. I can't really afford them all right now. They even sell stuff like the Westfall stew recipe. I thought some of that stuff you could only get from doing the quest. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these we can get from quests. I think I'm gonna wait on this until I have a bit more silver to throw around, you know what I mean? But it's good to know that it's here. I'm gonna wait and see like what we don't get from quest. And when I have more silver, we'll come back, we'll pick up everything. I did not know he was there either. I'm actually really surprised that in Classic Era they have somebody selling all the recipes like that. It seemed like a lot. It seemed like all the recipes you could get from quests, like maybe it's there for like quest protection, like you didn't do the quest, you can still pick it up. Let's say you like pick up cooking when you're like a level 40 character and you're not going to do those quests ever. Maybe that's what it's for. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off, and then like I said, I think a lot of them we'll get naturally, and then we'll circle back and get the ones that we missed. Yeah, Tim, that's absolutely amazing. I can see. Maybe you would just like take your character there and hang out. Let's see, where to next? Over in the cathedral. The flight point? I don't think we need to get it. Oh wait, for what? Oh, the flight plan. I think we're good now. We should be fine. The voiceover add-on seems to have fixed the bugs. Were there bugs? Was that the bugs where like you would talk to an adult and it would be like a child's voice, or vice versa? You talk to a child, it'd be an adult's voice? weird stuff like that, or just like flat out bugs. I never used it long enough to encounter anything weird. We used it for a couple episodes before I turned it off. Yeah, we have it. When was the last time we trained? I don't remember. Did we train level 14? Okay, we must have. Oh no, wait. Yeah, we missed something, yeah. Cure Disease, Renew, Smite 3, and Psychic Scream. Yeah, we must have missed level 14. I'm pretty sure we missed it. Thanks, Auntie. Yeah, I didn't see that at first. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's like half my HP, like more than half my HP. Is that going to continue to scale with us? So that I always have a heal that can heal me for half my HP? How long is the cast? It's an instant cast on a 10-minute cooldown. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know about this. Is this race specific? This must be race specific, right? So I didn't know about this. Human and dwarf. Okay. Well, that's amazing, especially for like hardcore. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a big oh crap button right there that I didn't know we were gonna get. I thought we were powerful enough. As far as surviving, I thought we had it made with Power Word Shield. I didn't realize we were gonna get another oh crap button. Oh man, hey, that's really, really cool. What an amazing class. Like, why am I not just gonna go priest on the official hardcore? Like, what's gonna stop me? By then I'll know the ins and outs of it, you know? Because yeah, I don't know, I really love the class. And it's incredibly overpowered as far as like surviving stuff goes. Nelson, we are on the Bloodsail Buccaneers server with this one. Joseph, it's going well. Thanks for being here. Local, we're going to be going mostly Shadow, but we have to go into the other spec for increased wand damage. So yeah, we're gonna be going here. Oh, speaking of going there, guys, guess what I have that I haven't spent because I'm a super attentive gamer. I have a talent point. So yeah, we'll put our first point here into wand spec. More damage with wands. It's gonna get better. As if our wands weren't already like single-handedly killing elites. Now it's gonna be even better, so imagine that. Nah, if I do a clothy Tim, it's gonna be a body type B. Yeah, I don't usually do body type A clothies. I don't like how any of them wear the gear, so that's kind of the thing. Like if I'm gonna wear chain or plate, then I'm probably gonna go body type A. But if I'm wearing leather or cloth, then I'm more likely to go body type B. Alright, so we could probably do this really quick. We could probably get the oats, we could probably get the pocket watch before we really do much else. Should I come down here and do this first? Possibly. Yeah, I think we should do that. We should grab the quest for the animals so that we can fight them as we go. Yes, and now we enter the killing fields, the place where characters go to die. Yeah, a lot of characters die here. Absolutely. Body type A, B just refers to male, female in a lot of video games now. That's like kind of the choice, so that you're not defining your character's personality. You're just saying you're either body type A, traditionally male, body type B, traditionally female. And like 90% of all games use that terminology now. That's it. Like right now, body type B. It is a way for people to describe a thing that we can all be talking about just one thing. That is it. It's like the only reason is, guys, and if I have to explain it, I'll explain it this one time. And this is just my explanation of it. So like, you know, I'm nobody. We use body type A and B because that way we're just talking about the shape of the body and we're not defining our character's gender. It's a really easy concept to understand. And so that's it. That's why it's gone from male female to body type A or body type B. That's it. Is that pointless? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's fine. Right, we did. It's a good time for a subject change. Yeah, I would say, like, what I would say is I've explained it, and now I would say in this venue here in my chat, let's leave it at that. I graciously explained the obvious to everybody who didn't really know or hasn't really thought about it, and now we can just leave it alone. And we could talk about video games in other ways. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Because there's only like one other way to finish the the conversation, so we'd rather just drop it. It's unfortunate that we don't need coyotes for anything, and yet they're so prevalent. Let me see where I'm actually going here. I need to get into the house. In the house, we might have like a 2-pull or something, I'm not sure. The Jester, what class would I recommend for hardcore? It really depends on like what you're into. Like if you're looking for pure survivability on like the melee side of things, you could go with the Paladin. You're not going to do a lot of damage, but you're going to have a lot of survival options. And if you're thinking about a caster, you know, you have a couple of good choices. There's really no wrong answer. In hardcore, you're just as likely to get killed on one class as really any other class. Your chances of survival are like 0%. And so really it's just like, it's down to flavor, you know? For me, like, the most important choice people should make is, like, do you like melee or would you rather be at ranged? And then you can kind of narrow it down from there. Alright, this is the place. I see 2 enemies. This guy's level 15. Rethinking my life choices. Yeah. Well, we have fear. I should have had powered shield on me before I open this pull. Let's get a dot on her. Let's fear them for a minute. Oh, she didn't get feared. Nah, I already don't dig this. I already don't think that is gonna work like that. Oh, nice. That was a good net. That was a great one. Look at that with the net. That's absolutely deadly. Absolutely deadly. Oh man. We got brutalized. Tenderized. Not like this. Not like this. Okay. So we're not going after the pocket watch right now. Yeah. Pocket watch. Done. Done for now. We'll get it later. Is this my highest concurrent so far, LS? Yeah, it may be. Right? If it's not, it's really close. That's awesome, and thank you to all you guys who are new around here, because at this many viewers, a lot of you are probably tuning in for the first time, even if you've been around the channel for a bit, so I really appreciate you guys showing up. It's awesome. It's awesome to have so many people here to hang out with. Yeah, I could have hung out and like maybe someone else would come by and like maybe, you know, what you can do sometimes is once somebody else has cleared it, sometimes the name guy will respawn like after the other guy, so you can kill the ad first. And then you just hang out and wait for the tougher guy to respawn. Sometimes that works and you can reduce the pull from a 2-pull to a 1-pull. But yeah, in this case nobody had killed him recently. I'm looking for the bags of oats. These are some of the hardest items in the game for me to find. And I've also attracted the attention of a friend. So yeah, welcome friend. You are on the stream now, so there's that. Yeah, bags of oats. Don't distract me while I'm looking for oats, son. This is serious business. Yeah, this is serious business. I can barely see these things as it is. And there's lots of people running around grabbing them. Yeah, toughest quest in the game. Toughest quest in the game right here. And they're hard to get because there aren't a ton of them. So with a lot of other people, and it looks like there are a lot of other people around. 30 people in the level range. Yeah, that's a handful. With all the other people, it's going to be hard to get them. Let's pop the chest and grab the junk that somebody left. Drop the ground clutter, Jason. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I don't even think I have it that high to begin with, but we can drop it down. I keep it at a 3 because I hate ground clutter so much. Let's pop it all the way down for now, and that will help us out a lot. Yeah, thank you, man. But this field is looking barren. It's looking barren. Let's head over this way, and maybe we can fight some animals on the way. I've also turned off like floating character names, so like yeah, we'll see people's names if I tab over them, but for the most part I turn them off to not see like as much clutter out in the world. And to protect the names of the innocent, obviously. I mean, the poor dude got himself killed. He took on a bird. Like I kind of forgot that he wasn't really at level. I might have tried to like keep him alive. I mean, I don't think he's doing the challenge, guys. I don't think he's doing the challenge. I'm not sure, but I don't think he's doing the challenge. But yeah, rip. Oh yeah, I mean, it's a totally like self-afflicted challenge. You can just make a character on the server and do whatever you want. Yeah, right now it's not going to force you in. There's going to be less people doing stuff like that, you know, when like it's the official server and you can't ever actually resurrect. But yeah, he'll probably run back to his body and he'll probably res up. Oh, look at this! We found one! We found one. Are they going to remove the resurrection spells, or are they going to remain a gold trap? That's a good question, Mike. I think we got a 50-50 chance of it going either way. I think maybe someone thought take them out, and I think maybe someone thought leave them in. Because they'd have to probably adjust some lines of code to take them out. Who knows what you break when you adjust lines of spaghetti code? You might even break a meatball. So yeah, I think they'll probably just leave them in. I think they'll leave them in. Yeah. It'd be part of hardcore, like the challenge of not blowing your money on the resurrection spell you don't need. No, anybody can heal you. We've been saved many times by people who have randomly healed us. We would be dead if not for the help of several people along the Paladin's journey. He got healed by a clutch priest heal in Red Ridge like the second day I was ever streaming. And we were running away, we were at about 3%, we weren't going to drop him, we were out of cooldowns. And we got a big priest heal, like at a clutch moment, and it saved us. It's one of the cool things about it. You can't ask. Yep. It's one of the coolest things about hardcore to me is like encountering people in the world who are in like real character life and character death situations. Where you know they have like maybe 20 to 100 hours invested in their character and you might be able to help them, but also you have to be careful because you don't want to get yourself killed trying to help somebody. It's like such a very real choice to have to make. It's a very visceral and immersive to me. We are not having a lot of luck with this quest. This quest actually like requires like a lot of my attention. It's possible that I've ran past several of these already and have not seen them. Yeah, I think it's one of the most challenging objects in the game to see, like, visually. I did not see the rogue behind this guy, like, stabbing him in the back. We had a lot of aggro on that guy. A lot of times, yeah, here we go. A lot of times they're along the fences. So sometimes if you just run around the fences of the farms, you'll find enough of them. But we know how much I love intentionally running in circles. Yeah, the guy in Cathedral, Alexton guy? Yeah, the Alexton Farmstead guy. I need to get that one, yeah. We'll pick that one up before we go do the Pillagers, because it's easy to get to that quest item, but the people in that field are the Pillagers, the flamethrowing guys. But yeah, we'll definitely go talk to Baron Alexton before we head over to that. We've got a while. I'm not going to do the Pillager quest until I'm level, like, 18 or 19. Because, they've killed too many hardcore characters, so we're going to be super overpowered and make sure that we have a newer rank of Power Word Shield before we go up against them. Well, that was a misclick of my 10-minute cooldown. How cool is that? I hope we don't get into any trouble. I should move that off of 4. Yeah, that's going to be I need to hit, this is a cooldown. I need to hit 2 buttons to activate it. I can't leave it in a spot where it's going to be a misclick. That would be amateur hour. Let's assume that we will misclick it, and let's just make it a double button press. The Destroyers of Dreams. Yeah, that's basically what they are. Yep, they killed our level 19 little gnome warrior. It was sad. Yeah, it's inner fire with power word shield and a heal over time. It's like you have inner fire for more armor, so when you do take hits, it's less impactful, literally. You have power word shield to negate damage, and then you have a heal over time so that you can heal up the damage you took while with inner fire when you have power word shield up. Like, it's a deadly combo of self-preservation that the priest has. And it does make it, like, one of the smoother and safer classes I think that you could play on hardcore. Ouch, when they resist our Mind Blast, that's like the most painful thing that can happen. No, Clint, the second warrior didn't quite get to that point. Yeah, she didn't quite get there before I had to bench her. I had to bench her with the realization that in solo self-found I only wanted to play casters. So she didn't have to suffer the same fate, thankfully. She just got benched. It's a kinder fate, I think. She retired in Lockmo down to become a fisherwoman. I missed Oats by the house? God, of course I did. And at this point, that was like 30 seconds ago. I'll circle back, but little hope that somebody else didn't already pick him up. Not bad for all the circling we've done. 5 out of 8. We could move over to another field. We could go back to the Saldean farm and do the same trick over there. Better to go down with honor. That's fair. Yeah. I think she's gonna be okay fishing. Yeah, I think she's like come to terms with the fact that maybe she wasn't cut out for the sword and shield after all. Yeah, hey Johnny, you have to tell my wife what was on that grilled cheese. I remember it was like salami and a bunch of other tasty stuff that I never thought to put on a grilled cheese. Yeah, thank you Amy for remembering that. I did want to hear about the grilled cheese again from yesterday. Like usually food doesn't make me crave food because I had a big point in my life where I had to eat like 3,000 calories a day, which involved like eating anything I could and everything I had to. Usually food does not get me excited for food, but that grilled cheese, it had my mouth watering a little bit. So yeah, man, if you're still around, I would like to hear about the grilled cheese again. I remember like salami, it was on sourdough. I would put a tomato on it, but I don't think that you did. Yeah, I think I got the core parts of it, but I probably missed some like the dressings and stuff. Havarti cheese. See, I don't even know what kind of cheese that is, I don't think. Yeah, it just sounds good. Yeah, here we go. Balsamic dripping sauce. Yeah, I knew there was some kind of sauce that sounded good. Yeah, I meant to like screenshot it, but I didn't because I'm bad at stuff. I thought I'd remember. I'm like, I'll remember. Robert, you don't remember to get flight points, man. You're not gonna remember a recipe that's unfamiliar to you. Oh, okay. Isn't it still in the chat of your video? Mike, that's a smart thought, man. Dude, yeah, it would have been. I might have had to scan. It was probably there, yeah. That's like some like detective work too. Cause I have to like scan for that time in the video, but that's really smart. Yeah, obviously I would make a really bad detective, you know. Oh, look at this! Like someone else just took care of it for us. Yeah, all we had to do was hang out here working on a different quest, and somebody took care of it. Problem solved. Problem solved. And then how many more items do we need? We need one more. We also need okra. Yeah, we need okra. And we can get that from these guys. Ooh, correction. We could get that from these guys if our inventory were not completely full. Because it is. The flask of oil I need for a quest on the island at the lighthouse. I can disenchant these. Yes, I don't know why I have not done that already. We can absolutely disenchant the greens that we have hanging out. You are busy looting. I am busy looting. That's absolutely right. Okra for the grilled cheese. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a possibility. I never equipped the legs that we got for Vagash because that's how important it was to me. Any other greens that I can DE? I can DE the bow. And I think that's it. Oh, we have a visitor. For Wrath of the Lich King, I think like I'm on Pagel, which is an alliance server. It's a PvE server, so I guess it depends on if you want a PvE server or a PvP server. I'm not sure of the PvP server. It might be Benediction if you want PvP. I can't remember. But for PvE, I think the big one is Pagel. That's where I have my max level pally. Yeah, he is a vendor. We need to sell. I would like to get the last of the oats, though. Honestly. No interest in getting ganked for an authentic experience. That's fair. Yeah, I've never really played on PvP servers either, for that reason. I see the last item we need. Yeah, it's probably fun if you know how to PvP. I don't know how to PvP. At this point in my life, I'm probably not going to be like learning to be a good PvP player. It just is unlikely. I should probably cure the tetanus that we have, seeing as how we're a priest and we can do that, or not. It says tetanus disease. Okay. Cure disease. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it didn't go off the first time. Perfect. And nobody needs tetanus. Alright, we can't put it off anymore. I think we have to go sell. We'll kill this guy and then we'll go sell. It's incredible how long the debuffs lasted in Classic. If you weren't able to cure this, they wanted you to feel compelled to find somebody who could, and to have that like player-to-player interaction with them. That, you know, when it's a 2-minute disease, you're not going to really worry about it. But when it's up there for 20 minutes and you can't cure it, then you're like, oh, maybe I should like look in general chat for a priest. Yeah, I agree. A level 60 killing a low-level character is not PvP. It's essentially griefing. Yeah. Even if you're on a PvP server, like, it still stands to reason that by the nature of the fight being meaningless, that it's still basically just griefing. I don't know. Ultimately, though, it's a video game. And ultimately, I guess you don't have to play on a PvP server if you don't want to get ganked. If I were a ganker, that would be what I would say. If that's something that I took, I'd say, well, to be fair, you don't have to play on a PvP server. To which another person might say, well, because we don't have mega servers, this PvP server is where everybody plays. You know, that could be the counter argument. I hope I'm not selling the meats that I need. I probably am. What did I sell? We need vulture meats, murloc eyes, and okra. No, we don't. I didn't sell any of that stuff. I think I'm fine. Yeah, see, like, to Johnny, it means that there's going to be ganking. Yeah, and absolutely, and that's a fair argument. It's like, if you don't want to partake in that arena, well, you have what's called a PvE server, whereby you don't have to have those interactions. It's an opt-in. It's kind of like hardcore, like PvPing and trying to level up on a PvP server is an opt-in challenge. You're opting into it when you select a PvP server. So, I feel like that's completely fair. Okay, so let's go turn the heirloom in and poor old Blanchy. We still need lots and lots of critters, but we're probably going to go down to Sentinel Hill and at least start the first Defias quest. People that like fair, balanced world PvP, they might be playing the wrong game. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if world PvP is ever totally balanced. I think like for balanced PvP, you mainly want to look at like battlegrounds and stuff, unfortunately. Just because when there's not a way to enforce balance, like, there will always be people who want to tip the scales favorably by having like higher level folks kind of step in. Yes, Vic has it right. Fair and balanced aren't words you associate with PvP in this game. Or maybe any game when we're talking about open world variety where like anybody can show up at any level and take part. I don't think that there's a way to balance that or that it's really intended to be balanced. But again, I'm not a PvPer, so I can only speak abstractly about these things. Alright, I would really like to get the okra from these low-level guys. That would be awesome if they could just start dropping some of it. Yeah, that's a fair point too, Mr. Jackpots. Is like, who's to say that MMOs are like really well equipped to balance PvP? Especially like robust MMOs with lots and lots and lots of abilities per class. You know, not things that are like really limited, but things like WoW, like it must like be impossible. That's why there's always metas, because like you need to know what's best, because like not everything is always going to be balanced. Even if we're talking about like a battleground or like an arena match, like PvP is never going to be perfectly balanced in any way. Because yeah, ultimately it can't be. Otherwise you just make every class the same, they all have like the same buttons, and it's all monotonous. We got another 8 slot back from a quest? Or is that, oh, it's 4 slot, yeah. I really wish we can get a tetanus shot, and then we would just like have an immunity. We wouldn't have to keep cleansing it of ourselves. Yeah, we should just like grow an immunity to tetanus after a while. Yeah, like the arena matches are probably, yeah, as close as you can get. And that's if you're playing with the meta, right? Like, yeah, if two teams of equally skilled people, which never happens, are playing to the meta, then that's about as even as it gets. And then there's always going to be personal skill, there's always going to be like latency and stuff, like, yeah. I mean, it's never going to be balanced. It doesn't have to be balanced to be fun. But, you know, people feel like if it's not balanced, their progression is held back, and therefore their time is wasted. Yeah, you have a better shot of any other type of PvP game to be balanced. Because especially you want to look at games that were designed for PvP. Like, if what you want is balance, then you want a strictly PvP focused game, and it's probably not going to be an MMO. You play Overwatch, Mr. Jackpots? Yeah, I enjoyed a little bit of Overwatch 1 when it first came out. It was the same thing, I just wasn't good at it. I wasn't good at it, and I didn't think I was ever going to be good at it. And, yeah, but I played for a little bit. I don't know if I would ever revisit it, because like I said, I didn't feel like my skill was ever going to grow. Most intense PvP, Family Uno, because Family Uno has like long-lasting actual consequences. Yeah, any game you play with your family is gonna have like consequences that at least extend into that evening. Possibly they'll be with you till the next time you play a game. Yeah. Alright, we don't need to work on the killing fields right now. I think we're safe to head south, and we'll go down to Sentinel Hill. We'll make sure that we grab the flight points, and we will grab the first of the Defias Brotherhood quest. Johnny, enjoy the pizza and the nap, man. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for being here and hanging out. You know what board game can really destroy friendships? Risk. Yeah. Don't play Risk with your friends. Yeah. Man, you play a 6-hour game of Risk, there's gonna be some hurt feelings at the end of it all. I can't remember the last time I played Risk, but it was probably the last time I played Risk with any of the people I played Risk with last. Risk is a pretty amazing board game in my opinion, especially for like a more traditional board game that's been around for a very long time. It's most engaging with 4 or more people, but it can be played with any amount of people, I think. Holidays like only 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours of intensive play. Like, obviously there can be games that you have to pause and then resume and pause and resume. For a long time. It wasn't too long. For a short time in my 20s, I got really sucked into like a little web browser version of Risk that you could play online against random people. And I put like too many hours into this little Risk equivalent game. It was a simple little browser game that you would just match up against somebody and you'd risk it out. It was a little bit faster rules and like the turn was like you had only a certain amount of time to take your turn. But it was a little bit too engaging for a simple browser-based game. Mikey, what's up, man? Good afternoon to you. Mario Party, Mr. Jackpots? Yeah, we used to play a lot of Mario Party. My son does get frustrated sometimes when it's like he thinks he's going to be really good at the minigame, and then he's awful at the minigame because he's never seen the minigame before. He has like too high standards for himself when it comes to like just a random minigame he's never encountered. Is Priest my favorite healing class? I've never healed on the Priest, like any endgame stuff at least. No, the only class I've like seriously healed on would be a Holy Pally and a little bit on a Druid. And that was like Wrath of the Lich King. Okay, so let's maybe we bind our Hearthstone here. Maybe we don't. I feel like we might as well. When someone steals your star, yeah, that's true. Yes, yes. When you have the ability to take anybody's star, like when you have to choose whose star you're going to take. Even when someone cuts right in front of you and takes the star that you thought you were going to get to. Those are some brutal moments. Joe, we haven't decided yet. Yeah, I had a little poll earlier for Alliance or Horde, and like, Alliance won, but that doesn't really mean anything. I just wanted to gauge people's like interest in one or the other. It seems pretty evenly split. Let's check out our inventory here and get a repair. I probably don't need the tiny little potions anymore. I should have the bigger ones out. When you get here, there's so much that you need to keep a hold of. You know, there's so many items that you need for quests and stuff like that. I have lots of linen bolts. But I don't have any coarse thread. I don't know if I want to do tailoring right now if we're not at a tailoring trainer. That's the only problem. Alright, so what do we want to do right now? We can start the trappers and the smugglers and see how that goes. Oh, I do have minor mana potions. Could be useful. Yeah, Joe, we've talked about that possibility. I don't know. I could do that. I have no idea. I will probably decide a couple days before, unfortunately. I don't like locking myself into stuff. Yeah, I have problems when it comes to like an optional thing that like is just totally my choice. I hate locking myself in too far ahead of time. Because yeah, obviously like my feelings could change. Especially since we're going to be playing a lot here, so... How far this character gets and like the stuff we get up to will probably determine what I want to do differently with official hardcore. We do have a hammer we can disenchant. Absolutely. You know, like pretty soon we're gonna have to think about doing some more enchanting. What were we trying to get to for the greater wand? Was it 70 for the greater wand? Yeah, we're not anywhere close to that yet. Yeah, I think it was 70 for the greater wand. Our bags are full-ish. They're full-ish. To be fair, it's not a lot of bag space. But it might be what we go with for now. I want to come up here to the north a ways. There's a small little camp here of guys we can fight. They're not too far from town, so that way if our bags do get full, it won't be like a huge inconvenience just to run back. It is 70? Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. Gimmin, I appreciate that. We got close to 200. Yeah, I think we're past peak concurrency, but we got close. We'll get there someday. I appreciate all you guys being here. It's really amazing to me every day when I see how many of you guys come and hang out at the stream. I really appreciate it. It's been awesome. Legs of the Monkey, Agility, Stam, Mail Gear. Well, there we go. Look at that. Did we just get a green that we could use? Absolutely. 2 int and 2 spirit from no stats is pretty huge, actually. Let's go ahead and we'll DE the pants of the monkey. It does often seem like because we have Enchanting, more green stuff drops. But I'm going to posit that perhaps it's a psychological thing, because now when green stuff drops, we know it's all useful to us. So maybe we take note of the green drops more, and they feel more meaningful, and so maybe thereby they feel like more bountiful. It could be just a psychological thing. Whereas, like, sometimes you get some green drops and you're just like, you know, those aren't going to be for me. They're just junk that especially on hardcore, they're just junk that I have to vendor. But on the Enchanter, you know that every green is for you. So maybe that's why we feel like more of them drop. Just that more of them are useful to us. Could be that. We probably should have did the Murloc stuff when we were up to the north, because we're gonna need Murloc eyes, and we were already kind of like right in that area. Not that I'm super excited to take on Murlocs, but we're gonna have to do it eventually. I realized that we haven't had to drink very much water. Yeah, we've been pretty good with our mana efficiency. Isn't this such a wonderful talent? Yep, what an amazing thing for a caster to have. Yeah, Tom the Priest really does. Yeah, it gives a lot of things I like. I like being able to stand toe-to-toe with the enemies, not having to use a pet, not having to keep them at range. I like going from pull to pull and feeling a sense of momentum in my fights. That's why I enjoy the Warrior so much and the Rogue. But what the Priest also offers is like the longevity of my HP. Like on a Rogue or a Warrior, we have momentum from fight to fight if we're doing a lot of DPS, but only so far as our HP is high. And eventually we have to stop. On the Priest, you can kind of run it and be efficient to the point where like you don't really have to stop. You can just kind of keep going. And that's really amazing, and it's very unique, I think, to Classic Era as far as casters are concerned. The Warlock, I felt, too, could have been played in a way that was super mana efficient where you can just kind of keep going, but they don't have as many ways to restore their HP on the fly. I'm kind of trying to make our way towards the Murlocs. I'd like to at least complete the Westfall Stew and the Gore-Tusk Liver Pies. Assuming we can find enough boars. Yeah, we're not really in boar country. We're kind of in Defias country right now. I'll take out a few of these guys too, just to kind of make some progress on that quest. The Greater Wand is going to be a lot better, actually. Like, we're doing pretty good so far with the Lesser Wand. I should have, like, ideally, if I was, like, a super efficient player, I would have stopped at level 13. I would have ground out my Enchanting to immediately be able to equip the Greater Wand, because it's super powerful. Yeah, if you were trying to be, like, hyper efficient at level 13, you would be grinding out a linen and whatever you needed to craft, so you can DE, so you can power level your Enchanting, so you can immediately craft the Greater Wand. We've just been taking our time with it, you know, because I feel pretty powerful enough. That's right, Tom, the life drain, right? That's affliction, isn't it? I think that's the route I was thinking of for the Warlock when we were leveling it. Yeah, you get the life drain, which is actually an amazing way. It's an amazing way to just, you know, you can drain tank. That's right. Hey, that sounds really cool. I guess, like, when I decided the Warlock was boring, I don't know if I'd even gotten that ability yet. I really can't remember. I do regret giving up on the Warlock so quickly. Yeah, I think the Warlock could have been fun for me if I'd have allowed for the fact that, like, combat was not going to be super intensive most of the time. I was worried on the Warlock, though, because I felt, like, really overconfident. Yeah, core, absolutely. Yeah, I got a couple of Warlocks killed there, like, because of that. Oops, that was not what I wanted. Yeah, maybe it'll be a class that I give another chance. I do regret not continuing with it, especially seeing as how we got the mage like killed super early. I'm like, yeah, that probably wouldn't have happened to the warlock. Probably wouldn't have got the warlock killed quite like that in Skull Rock. Yeah, maybe I had just gotten it. I think the warlock had just hit like level 15 or 16 when I decided to bench it. We have one inventory slot left. I need it to be for Murloc Eyes. Yeah, it's rough. I should have sold down at Saldane's farm. Absolutely. Loops, a good afternoon, man. Thank you for being here. I like how the boars have completely given up on having livers. It's interesting. Shadow damage isn't good for your liver. I like it. They're all heavy drinkers. I mean, he didn't say he needed the livers to be pristine. He didn't speak to the quality of the liver. Alright, well maybe the Murloc eyeballs will be a little bit of a better drop rate, he says, when he knows it's not going to be true. At least we're a caster. It'll be a lot easier to deal with runners. Looks fine on my side, Loopsa. I haven't dropped any frames. I'm at a steady 10,000 kilobits per second. Everything looks good on my side. You guys should be able to get 1440 60. So it may be a you thing. Can I do anything about poisons? I don't think I can do anything yet. Yeah, premium is good, but you know, they raised premium here from being $11.99 USD to being $18.99 USD. I mean, I'm still going to pay for it because I watch a lot of YouTube and I don't want to deal with ads. I haven't had ads on YouTube in years. It's literally been years since I haven't had Prime. So like, I don't even know what it's like anymore. It's bad. But yeah, they did go ahead and crank up the price of it though, because I think they kind of know that like a lot of people need it. A lot of people need it to enjoy YouTube. And so they cranked the price up, unfortunately. Yeah, it's like, it's expensive now. They throw me pennies for the premium. Yeah. When someone who's a premium subscriber watches anything on YouTube, it pays YouTube as if you watched all the ads all the way through. Yeah, when you're a premium person and you're watching anything on YouTube, it pays YouTube the ad revenue as if the split happens as if you had watched all the ads that the channel would have on it. So yeah, they at least did that. They did that part right. Thankfully for creators. That's why I love it, because yeah, I watch the people that I do watch. I usually just let them run at night. Like I watch Co play stuff on his YouTube channel. I watch Christopher Odd play stuff on his channel, and like I just let it run on the TV sometimes, even if I'm like doing chores or helping my wife in the kitchen, you know. And I just let it run, and it's like I'm glad that, like, you know, they're just getting paid out as if I'm letting all the ads run, because I would never let the ads run normally. So yeah, it makes me feel better. But it is expensive, that being said. Oh guys, we're done here. I'm still fighting Murlocs, and it's like the one time I need to pay attention and not be in the place is probably around Murlocs. And I'm still here grinding on Murlocs when I don't need to be. Let's get ourselves to safety. Get out of this little area. And maybe we'll be able to get the rest of our livers on the way south, but with the drop rate the way it has been, I doubt it. Yeah, risking my life when we're done. It's bad, it's a bad habit. This is not the place to do that, especially. To be fair, I was always distracted before that too, Tom. Yeah, I was never not distracted. That's the thing, is like 90% of me playing the game is like I'm hanging out with you guys first and foremost. That's like the forefront of my brain. Sometimes I focus up on the game like completely and utterly for a couple of seconds here and there, but it's not often. Luckily, a lot of it is muscle memory. I could play the game almost entirely in my periphery at this point in life. I have so much stuff in my... I have to turn this quest in first. That'll get the stuff out that we need for the quest. That way I don't have to worry as much about it. I just have to keep all my livers. Okay, so now I should be able to sell anything except livers. And I'm going to. So here are the livers, we gotta keep those. Boar intestines can go, boar meat can go. Okay. We need the hops for later, but I don't know if I want to keep it in my inventory right now though. Okay. I feel like that's about as good as it's gonna get for now. Yeah, I feel like that's as good as it gets for now. I want to hang on to the oil. I want to hang on to the hops. So those are going to take up space for a little while. Guys, it's been a lot of fun today. We're at the 3 hour and 15 minute mark. I'm going to hearth back to the inn, and I am going to be done for today. I've had an excellent time. Thanks to you guys. I really appreciate y'all being here. And we'll pick up right here tomorrow. I'm having a lot of fun on the Priest. It's going to be hard not to just roll another Priest on official hardcore, because it's quickly becoming my favorite class. So yeah, thank you guys for being here for it. As always, take care of yourselves out there in the real world, and take care of each other. And we'll see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.